Hey, this is G for T, Survive and Thrive TV. We're here with Robert. He is a former Wells Fargo employee. He's worked in the mortgage industry, and his life is changing dramatically. And I think he is a perfect example of what's happening with the change in society as people wake up. I mean, you're waking up, but in some ways, you'd say you become more free. But in other ways, people would say, look at, your life is deteriorating here, man. Your car, you got 3 tickets on your car, you've just been arrested at a protest. You're looking at starting a media channel, alternative media channel. I mean, why such a violent change? Why is there this movement of people that just can no longer plug into the grid and live in society? I mean, what is motivating this huge, rapid, it's either de-evolution, change? I mean, I'm trying to describe it to people. I'm going through the same thing. What are you going through, man? What's happening here?
I'm awake, man. About a year ago is really when I started reading and really getting involved. I saw how the economic crisis was affecting not just me, but family members, friends, people. Like you mentioned, I used to work for Wells Fargo, and I'd have customers come in, man, and they're always broken. They're hurting. They're losing their home. They're losing their jobs. Their kids can't afford college. Their kids are moving back. So working at the bank, I got to hear all these stories, you know, and to me, it's no longer a choice that I have whether I want to do this or not. You know, when you know something's wrong, I feel as a human, it is my responsibility to share that information. That's what's happened. I turned off the TV. Anything I watch now are documentaries and articles. You know, I'm reading articles, I'm reading books. And when I look at TV now, or when I look at propaganda, I don't buy into it anymore. I can see right through it. I want to set the record straight, first of all. I'm not perfect. I've made a lot of mistakes. I used to have an alcohol problem, you know? And that is what I want to get with the media, is I want to be honest. I want it to be transparent, because when you're not transparent, the mainstream media is going to find some kind of dirt to make it look bad. So I want to set that record straight first. I'm not a perfect human being. I've made plenty of mistakes. I'm not a perfect son. But up until a year ago, something happened. In my mind, I started to realize that I want this world to change. I want this world to be better. And I realized that I can't change people, but I can change myself. So I started thinking, why don't you begin changing the world, like Michael Jackson said, with the man in the mirror, you know? And that's what I've done. I said, you know what, I want change. I want a better life for myself. I can't depend on the government, because that's what the government wants. That's what the system wants. They want you to be in a welfare system. You need to depend on them so that when you're hurting, you come back to them. And I realized that that's wrong. We need to not depend. We need to be independent. You know, we need to know how to we need to be self-sustainable. We need to know how to be independent and not depend on a system, because when you're dependent on something, then you're on life support. And what happens when that life support goes out?
Now, I'm being sarcastic, okay? But, Robert, what's going on here, man? I'm being sarcastic. Your life is falling apart. You got multiple tickets. This car is getting thrashed. You got the Ron Paul sign back there. What do you say to your friends or former friends that are saying, what the hell is wrong with you, dude?
Dude,
you're going crazy. What's wrong?
There's nothing wrong, dude. I'm happy. You know, it's funny. I got arrested for protesting, you know, on November 6th.
You have a record now.
But you know what? I don't have a car payment. I don't have a mortgage payment. I don't have credit card debt. You know, I don't have to worry. I'm able to live life. I'm able to experience life. And through this occupation, I've met a lot of wonderful people. And they've opened up my eyes in different ways. I'm learning from other people. You know, I used to be big. I used to want to be part of the system, go on part. Like I said, I used to have a problem with alcohol. So believe me, I was part of the problem. And I think that's what people need to realize. You need to realize that the system's messed up, but it's also our choice. We've allowed it to get to that point. You know, America is in the situation that it's in because we have become lazy. You know, we just, you know, when the housing bubble was going on, yeah, predatory lenders have guilt. But you know what? People weren't getting informed either. I mean, if you're buying a home, financing a home for $500,000, and you're thinking, and you're buying into the theory that, you know, you're going to get 100% financing, 30-year fix, you're going to finance $500,000, and your mortgage payment is going to be $1,300 with impounds. Mathematically speaking, that's, I mean, somebody with a nice car pays $500, $600 on a car payment. So how could you buy into the idea or the lie that you're going to finance $500,000 and have a $1,500 payment? So I think we have to accept that we have responsibility. We got into this mess because of the corruption within politics, within the big banks, the big corporations. But we got to admit that to an extent, it was our fault. I don't want to have a family where me and my wife are working 40, 50 hours a week, living paycheck to paycheck, to be broke, to be into debt, while my children are being raised by somebody else. I mean, we've lost contact with our human self. We don't know our neighbors, you know? I live in an apartment. Prior to the movement, I've been unemployed since June. There was days where all I did, you know, I'd go online, try to find a job, can't find anything. I can't go out and you know, just spend money because I don't have money. And I realized, you know, I'm stuck in my apartment sometimes the whole day, and it's like, and I don't talk to anyone.
It's like a prison.
It's like a prison, and you know, and they have these cells now. I mean, a lot of people are in jail right now. They don't realize it. They're in a cell. They're
a prison we've created.
Yeah, and it starts with apartments. You know, you look at apartments, and it's like people don't know their neighbors, and they live right underneath them. And you're stuck in this, you know, in your home. It's supposed to be your kingdom, you know, like your house is supposed to be like your castle. But it's been infiltrated by the media, by propaganda. And now people are talking about, you look at the news, they're talking about who's dating who and what's the latest trend and this and that. I'm like, what happened to the real news?
I know the world has gone mad, but sometimes, brother, it feels like, don't you feel like you've gone mad? Sometimes I feel like I've gone mad.
There's times where I can't sleep because I'm just like, you know, but it's not.
There's a fracturing of reality. Society is dividing.
The truth hurts. The truth hurts, and people don't want to admit it. You know, America has been the top nation for a long time. America has been, you know, home of the brave. It's been, you know, the symbol for the world as being like this great country, land of the free, home of the brave. Last night I got a ticket for not wearing a seatbelt. You know, and I just asked the police officer, I was like, what about my first constitutional right, my right to do, you know, to make that decision, you know? And he said, well, you know, what happens if you fly out the windshield and you create another accident? And I explained to him, I'm like, officer.
Okay, my battery's down. We're going to have to wrap this up real quick. So real quick, last word, real quick. What's your future? I mean, is there some type of resolution here? I mean, you enjoy the path you're going on. People out there don't need to worry about you.
I don't know what my future holds, but I can tell the world this much.
You're not going to be a victim.
I'm not going to be a victim, and I'm not going back to the Matrix.